Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be examining C# variables. Okay, so right here I am inside Visual Studio 2015. Okay, now first thing first, we need to create a new project, and that project will be like a container for our work. Okay, so first we will go to File, New, Project. Okay, now notice with me, I will select from Windows Classic Desktop. Okay, now select console application. All right. Now, just a little tip over here. Now, if you notice right here, we have two names. The first name will be for the project, okay, and the second name for the solution. Now, the solution can contains multiple projects, okay. So you wanna like give it. Let's say you are creating a university system, okay. So you call in the solution or the entire solution university. Then each project give it its own unique name. Let's say like this one will be like console. If we want to create a website, it will be like web. Okay, so everyone, or let's say every project, will have its unique name and it's uniquely identify it. Okay, so go ahead and do that. I've already created a new project, as you notice right here, and I have it in this solution. It's called YouTube. By the way, the entire source code is available in GitHub, so anybody can download it and see it. Okay, so now inside this C# tutorial project or console application, okay, notice I have this program right here. Inside here we will do a lot of work inside this tutorial. Okay, so now let's start with the variables. Now what's a variable? A variable, it's like a container for value, okay, and we can store values in it, retrieve values from it in C#. So now let's start defining our variables. So right here, now to define a variable, we need first thing first to tell C# this variable what type we want it. Okay, so we're gonna start by telling it we want it to be an integer. Okay, or in C# int. Okay, now after we specify the variable type, we will specify its name. Okay, so let's call it num1. Okay, let's put a semicolon at the end. Okay, so that's how we define a variable. We will start by giving it the type, the appropriate type we wanna target. Okay, after that we will specify its name. Okay, now we wanna define like a default value for this variable. So to do so, I'm going to add the equal sign, and let's say we want it to be 10. Okay, now notice with me that when we specify the default value of 10, it will take it and place it. And if I type in, let me just call in the console command, console dot write line. Okay, now the console dot write line command will actually print on the console screen the value we specify or we pass in. Okay, and this will print us number 10. Okay, so let's run that. Oops, that was too quick, right? We did not see any value. Let's stop the console by saying console dot read. Okay, which the read command, it's like wait for the input. Okay, wait for the input from the user. So let's run it again, and notice that we have 10 right here. Okay, now just a quick note, if you want to start the application, you can hit the start or press F5 on your keyboard. Okay, so that's for the variable right here. Now can we specify other types? Yes, we can. Let's say we want to specify a string. Okay, let's call it string variable. Okay, and let's give it, let's say this is a string. Okay, now notice at the end we need always to specify a semicolon in C#. Let's print it out. Let's set F5. Notice that we have the value of the str variable defined right here. Okay, So that's for the integer string. We have other types. If you want, like semicolon, let's say values after the dot. Okay, let's say double. Let's call it double. Okay, and we want to specify, let's say 25.859. Okay, and let's print it out. Let's see the output. Okay, notice that the double, we can use it for the decimal numbers. We can also use float. Oops, let me just go back. Float. Okay, let's go it float, and let's say 25 point something. Okay, but notice that we will get an error right here. Okay, because the float doesn't take decimal numbers. Okay, so we need to remove that and just let the float without any decimals. So just be careful when you do define a float variable. And here is the value of the float. So there are other types and other types also you can define inside the C#. Now, what if I want to get a variable, okay, but without knowing what its type? Okay, so like I don't wanna, let's say, use int or string whenever I wanna define my variable. I wanna just go ahead and define it without specifying the type. Okay, how I can do, let's say, a dynamic definition? I will call in the var. Okay, after you call in the var, you need to specify any name. Let's say my var. Okay, and let's just give it a string. Let's say my var, and you will not get an error. Okay, what if we change the value? Okay, we can do that. Let's specify an integer. Notice that we don't get an error. Like if I go to the integer right here and do this, it will refuse. It says that it cannot convert it implicitly to integer. But with using var, we don't specify a type. Okay, we let C# decide what's the appropriate type and define it. So that's for the variables. I hope you enjoy and find this tutorial useful. Thank you.